looks at you like her therapist, she is putting you in the friend zone and doesn't respect boundaries. She has a recurring history of emotionally manipulating the situation. And seduction is her game, not looking for sincere therapy. Don't be someone's therapist. You're either their friend, their lover, or their relative. You're not a therapist, and if you were their therapist, you would not be their friend or their lover. Why? Because you need boundaries. Number two, I'm not a life coach. Why? Because when I've tried to get some of my friends a job, males specifically, they ghosted me. They didn't want a job. But when they found out that I can maybe make their life easier, or maybe I can teach them how to live in a car, teach them how to do nothing, now they look at me like their life coach. But the truth is, I can't help you. Why? Because the answer to your depression, okay, is to get to work, actually have a job, is to take care of yourself well, physically, mentally, emotionally. Don't take naps. And then you figure out what your creative passions are. You don't want that. You don't want a life coach. You don't want a therapist. You want someone to pacify your fairy tales that you've been doing for years. So I'm a loner, okay, because I've tried all these things. And if I was a therapist, I would have a private practice and I would charge a good fee. If I was a life coach, I wouldn't want to do it because I know you can't change most people's life. I would kind of treat it like being an electrician. I would do what I need to do, and as soon as I can get done with it, I'd be done. I'm a loner. I'm like Jack Reacher. I'm not a hero. I'm not your life coach. I'm not your therapist. I know that you want my dick, okay, you ugly chicks, okay, and you lazy guys. I know you want to live in a car because you're depressed and you're underachievers. And for your grandmas out there, your daughter's a bitch, okay? And if you look at your own life, you'll have to ask yourself, are you enabling bad behavior? And that's life right there. I just gave you everything in one. You don't want to hear any of that. You don't want to hear any of that. And I know you don't want to hear it because I had friends, guys, when I did all this type of stuff, Facebook, Instagram, all this ministry for free without monetization. And people don't want to hear this shit time and time again. They don't want to hear it. You know, once in a while I say, oh, Sammy, maybe I'll come to church with you. But they don't really want to hear you develop yourself spiritually. You know, once in a while people reach out and they want to know, you know, you got side work, this and that, but they don't really want to go get their driver's license and really go to the next level in their career. And so, guys, I've had this experience, not this theory. Okay? I didn't study to be a therapist. I lived in this world. Okay? I didn't study to be a life coach, guys. I developed myself. And what I found is I'm better off as a loner. And if I was doing those other things, again, it would be a profession, not a creative passion. And so tomorrow, okay, you will go to get your voucher renewed. Okay? And you will cry the blues that you don't like the subsidized apartment or hotel that you're at, but you've lied to your social worker for the past 3 months because you're too lazy to go look for other apartments that you would still get subsidized. So you use it as an excuse to do nothing. You will drink alcohol with your prescription pills. You will not change your life. You will say everyone's against you. You will emotionally abuse people mentally, emotionally, and physically, and then you'll buy them a gift from the Dollar Tree. And you will say that you want everyone to have help, but you yourself have failed to help yourself. And when people try to help you, they get frustrated, you don't change, and then you want to be alone. Okay. Your mother doesn't want roses. She wants you to move out, give her space, and call her every day. I want to tell you tonight, guys and girls, work to be a productive person, whether it's a therapist, life coach, or whatever you do. But I know a lot of chicks that, and some guys, that are personal trainers. Okay. And they use that as an excuse. They're really not personal trainers at Planet Fitness. They're Instagram personal trainers, where really they just like getting yoga pants to take pictures. And then they talk about being out of depression. But they're back living with their parents, and they should be working at Planet Fitness double time. How can they got good genes and they eat a little bit good, okay, and they work out a little bit. But in 10, 20 years, they ain't going to look good. And if they ain't making money now as a personal trainer when they look good, what do you think they're going to do when they're 20 years older? I'll tell you what, crying the blues. Okay. Don't destroy your life with these people. Be a loner. Don't be cynical towards people. People can change, but they have to do the work. And chances are, when you offer them a job, they disappear, they ghost you. And then when they find out you can do something for them, or maybe they can trick you because everyone else got tired of listening to them, now they're your best friend. You're their life coach. No, don't go like that, man. Don't go like that. That's how you destroy your life, fucking with the wrong people. You better be able to build up some strength, okay, to have boundaries in a healthy way. I'm talking a little bit rough, but we're getting the message across. It's love and compassion, but it's boundaries. Because if not, you're going to be taking advice from your coworker who hates his marriage, who hates his fucking life, and he's going to say, yeah, just stay here for the pension. And let me tell you something, man. Be careful who advice you take. You say, well, I'm not going to take your advice. You're living in a car. You shouldn't be watching. You shouldn't be watching. Because then I'm not your life coach. I'm a loner. Never forget that. Or I'm your entertainer. I'm your entertainment. And if I'm your entertainment, what are you escaping from? Because movies were created as an escapism. After World War II, basically. A big portion of commercialized movies. The metaverse is created for the lazy psychopaths that will not work for generations. We will pay immigrants to come to America in 30 years, I guarantee it. We'll pay immigrants to come. Why? Because, guys, once your lazy children get their inheritance, they ain't working now. They definitely ain't going to work when they get a little bit of inheritance. We have to pay foreigners to come here. Never forget that. So what I want to tell you in this world, in this metaverse, I want to communicate to you, never be friends with a girl who says she looks at you like a therapist. She's an emotional manipulator. She has no boundaries. Seduction is her game. Never be friends with a lazy male that when you gave him a job opportunity, he ghosted you. But then when you find out you can maybe do something for him, he's your best friend. He's not your friend. He's not your enemy. He's not your friend. Gotta have boundaries. I'm not saying being a loner as far as an isolationist, because there's a lot of people, guys, I meet on a daily basis that, I could probably form a great relationship. But, I'm very selective, but I communicate to people very well. Okay. But I have boundaries very great for everyone, for their well-being and for mine. This is one of the most important messages I will ever give. Will some people like it? I really don't care. Why? Because, again, I'm a loner. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your life coach. Conversation Corner, $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Hey, Sam. This is Suitcase. Oh, Suitcase, what's up, man? Change your thing? Change my channel name. Going in a different direction. Hey, that's your life. I respect you. Got to do what you got to do for you. I love your content. I appreciate all your positive support. You inspire me. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Suitcase, traveling journeyman electrician from Tennessee. Last time I spoke to him, he was in Idaho. I'm engaged. Okay. Not because I want to be your life coach, but because I want you to know that if you work hard at improving your life, you're going to come across people that are seriously thinking about you, but they are just there to spark you. They're not there to be put on a pedestal. Because any great life coach, therapist, or leader is not there to make you idolize them. They're there to make you dig inside yourself to figure out what you need to do to maintain a good, healthy life as best you can in this world. As best you can. So Conversation Corner, aka Suitcase, I have nothing but love and respect for you. I wish you the best on your journey as forever long we're together. And if we're not together, I understand that too. I don't want to control people. I don't want to hold people. That's the one thing freeing as you develop yourself. If you fail to develop yourself, you'll never live alone. If you fail to develop yourself, you will never live alone. Never. And you have no one else to blame but yourself. That's right. That's right. They'll take away my thumbs down, but they'll never kick that person out. Why? Because they're emotionally underdeveloped. Never forget that. Never. And you can't help these people. They'll destroy your life. And they'll keep a house. They'll keep a storage unit. And guys, you'll never get rid of them. Okay. So look, you'll have to figure out your own life and how much this message applies to your situation and how you want to react. I don't want to tell people how to live, guys. I have no interest in that. Okay. And that's why I have no interest in really being a therapist. Because I think if I was a therapist or life coach, I could knock out in one session the general outline of what you need to do. But I know human nature. Most people don't want to hear that. They just want someone to talk to. And look, if I'm paid a good rate, I'll just listen. But at this point in my life, the whole reason I live below my means, I didn't sell my house in foreclosure. I was not under pressure to sell my house. I have enough money to get off the road anytime I want. The reason I live in this certain manner is that I don't want to be beholden to bullshit. And I know through my life experience, okay, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you're tight financially, or you got too much stuff, you have to be friends with people with pickup trucks that you wouldn't. You can't tell someone they're wrong. I'll never forget, I was part of a church. And it was a good church. I'm not bashing it, but I'm sharing also some life experience. I've shared others. Is that there was a part where they said you have to be careful on how you correct someone who gives a good amount to the church. $10 super chat. Justin, Palm Beach County. You are the best damn value on YouTube. Justin, you are the best damn example. You are the best damn example of someone who improved their life. Why? Because you were willing to work at Domino's Pizza. Then you were willing to take a promotion. I'm not going to say what you do. I'm going to keep your privacy. But you took the promotion. You were willing to separate from your mother, who was slightly abusive. I don't know, maybe you have a relationship with her, maybe you don't. And you were willing to engage in a family, and you are striving to be a better parent. And so you are the best damn example of someone who doesn't need a therapist or a life coach. You may just need a spark or a reminder, but you don't need a babysitter. And you don't need to be a loner like me. You can have a family. Those who understand my message understand what I say with that. Those who don't, they never will. And that's why let's not even waste each other's time, because I'm a middle-aged man. I don't want to waste time in my life with bullshit relationships. I don't keep fake friends in my life, guys. Even if we were once friends, guys, if we're not doing the same things now, why? To me, you know, some people understand it and they respect your journey. You respect their journey. I remember I would tell people about some of my dreams and visions about starting this or starting that. And I told certain friends, oh, maybe I'm going to start a ministry. Maybe I'm going to start this business. Do you want to be part of it? I'll give you a job. And what I can tell you guys, one is no one's as passionate about what you want to do. And when you give people an opportunity, you'll be surprised how many people don't want an opportunity. They rather be, a bartender in a strip club. They rather be an underemployed male than a certified tradesman. They rather be in a dysfunctional relationship than change their number. Never forget that. Love to you, Charles. Love to all my members. Love to everyone watching. We're going to get to all live comments. And on your journey, you have to be willing to separate and stay separated from relationships you outgrow. And if you're unwilling to do that, you're going to find yourself in bad positions in life. Because you will only grow at the rate of the mindsets that surround you. And you know people. Now, it takes some time to understand that you can't change people. It takes time to understand. You got to accept that. But once you accept that, because you've been through enough life experience, you have to remember that. Because you will be faced with the same challenge until you pass that challenge. You're in the same dysfunctional relationship because that's what you seek. You're in the same situation because that's what you're acting. Now, I'm not saying this applies all the time, okay? Because there's exceptions in life and we all need the grace of God. But I think for those who are looking, they're going to find what I'm saying and they're going to find the truth in it. And that's my message. Okay, I'm going to go to all live comments now. If you haven't already, click the thumbs up. We got 41 people watching. Less than 50% click the thumbs up. It's for free. Why? Because, guys, all they want to do is talk to a therapist. They don't really want to engage. If the life coach says, you know what you have to do to change your life? You got to go for a walk. You know what they'll do? They'll take a nap. Because they're too damn lazy to watch on their Roku TV and their laptop. What are they going to do when they get a knock on the door? What are they going to do when someone gives them a career opportunity? I know what they're going to do. They ain't going to do shit. They ain't going to do shit. Most people, guys, they were in the metaverse before the internet was created. They're one of these people who say they love life and they sleep most of their life. They're one of these people that bitch and moan about their depression and they put no effort into trying to live a life of less suffering. Fuck them. So what I would tell you to do in this world is work on yourself. And if you're a therapist, social worker, or life coach, when you're in your off time, remember, you're on your off time. You're not a life coach to your wife. You're not a therapist to your husband. It's not your job. Your wife wants to eat cake. She doesn't want a personal trainer. Your husband doesn't want to talk after work. He doesn't want a therapist. Your lazy ass kids don't want opportunities. They want their inheritance. This is the reality of life. You'll have to decide how much you want to engage. Most people, guys, they just want to watch a good movie tonight. Ultimate escapism. Thank God for Netflix. The metaverse keeps most people in a sedated state. Thank God for the Hallmark Channel out there somewhere. Now, not applying to my mom. She gets a pass only because she's my mom, but I wouldn't live with my mom unless she needed someone to live with. Why? She wants her space. Your mom doesn't want flowers. She wants her own space. Never forget that. What I want to tell you, somewhere in this world is a stripper or someone with a voucher in Planet Fitness late night under a purple light. And they're not a nomad. And they don't want a therapist. They don't want a life coach. They don't want opportunity. They want to shop at the Dollar Tree. And they want to repeat a pattern of behavior that's very unhealthy. And there's nothing you can do to change that. Nothing. Can you accept that? Hard to accept certain things. Let's go to live comments. Take the hydration break. Thank you for the gracious super chats. Aaron, I love you. Aaron, I thought about you today. You are an above average social worker, and I seriously mean that. And I seriously mean when you're in your off time, you're in your off time. I seriously mean there's some people who have a voucher subsidized house and they have opportunities to get a better place, but they don't want to put in the work. And no matter how much you love them and want to help them, you can't. And that's why you can't feel bad for everyone, because there's only so much you can do. Remember, the more energy you spend on someone you can't help, there will be someone that does want help. There are people out there trying to better their situation, and that's where you need to be conscious of putting more energy. Because there's some people, guys, look, they're good people. They may go to heaven. But one is, it's not your job to say who's going to heaven or hell, and it's also not your job to make everyone get it. But it is your job to discern who gets more of your attention. Never forget that. I don't care if you're a therapist or just a regular person as a plumber. And I want to tell you, if you don't know what to do, be a plumber. Why? There's backed up toilets all throughout every first world country. Plumber make a lot of money. People don't know how to take a shit. I've been in corporate offices where they've had to have notes on bathrooms. Don't put paper towels down the toilet bowl. Don't put feminine products down the toilet bowl. Somewhere there's a mother that should post a note above her toilet bowl and say, don't take a shit and sit in it for 5 minutes looking at your phone. Flush as soon as you shit before any paper tissue goes in the toilet. Somewhere in a first world country is a family boondocking in a house with running water. Why? Because you just can't trust people with running water. Oh, you don't understand life, okay? Oh, we got another super chat, $5. Andreas Hernandez, thanks for showing up. Andreas, thank you for that gracious tip. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, Justin. And thank you, Suitcase. All right, all live comments. Aaron, thank you again. Andre, Kira, hey, Uncle Sammy, how are you doing today? Overall was a good day. It's a Saturday as I make this. I still woke up early. I took no naps. I exercised. I self-cared. I explored. I wrote down my creative thoughts. If anyone asks you, what do you do all day? You can never be their life coach. Never. If someone is at a point in life where they need to know what you do all day, they are totally not doing anything. Guys, I mean, I don't know how people don't know what to do with their time. I mean, you got to really work hard to do nothing. I mean, laundry keep you busy most of the day, okay? Taking a shower, working out, working, side hustles, hobbies, interest. If you're doing nothing and you're watching excessive amount of porn, you don't need no fab. You need a whole nother level of self-development. Paco, the most barefoot, beautiful woman in Michigan. Howdy, Sam. Howdy to you. Had baked potato and broccoli. Ooh. And seared roast for dinner. It sounds like you're getting ready to preheat that Dutch oven at 900 degrees Fahrenheit. And hey, you know what I say? I'm not married to you. Do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, because I want to tell you guys, I don't give life advice. If I did, I would tell you this. After date night comes divorce. Okay. If you have to be reminded to go on a date, I want to tell you, if you need to ask me, what should you do? I would tell you this. I would tell you this. Nothing. I would tell you nothing because I'm a loner. What I would probably tell you, one is I respect everyone. Okay? I'm sharing now as my personal creative space that I worked hard to build. I had free ministry, guys, for many years, and people didn't want to hear shit. It's true. So you know what I said? I shut it all down. Fuck them. And, maybe I'll do YouTube. And people got to consciously come on my channel because it's not like your Facebook feed. It's not like your Instagram feed. You got to consciously come on my channel. That's why I don't feel bad now if you don't like what the fuck I got to say. But I want to tell you guys, you can give shit away from free, don't matter. A lot of people don't want to hear what you got to say. And I understand that. And that's why I'm a loner. You can't change people's life. Shit, you got your mind. You got your mind. People going to do what the fuck they want to do. And I see all type of people, guys. I've been in all type of environments, guys. For many years. I've lived a whole bunch of life. And I can tell you this. For the most part, I keep my head down. I smile at people. I'm respectful. But I don't say much in public. I like this. I just like this. Yeah. So what I would tell you, be wise to mind your own business most of the time. If you see an emergency, certainly call the authorities, or don't let if you see something horrible. You get involved, but for the most part, mind your business. Back to live comments. I believe if I miss a comment, please type it again. Don't take it out of disrespect. I believe I left off of Kira. Kira, I feel like most people are just using the good people for their own problems. And that's why I just stay by myself, and I have no problem with that. Well, Kira, you had a problem when I had paid memberships. You wanted free therapy. You wanted someone to talk to. You guilt-tripped me. I couldn't advance myself and be your friend. You guilt-trip people because you're underdeveloped, you got bunny ears, and you may have mental problems. But this is an adult channel. I'm going to talk to you like an adult. You guilt-trip me for having paid memberships. Okay. And what I want to tell you, I'll do what the fuck I want. Okay. And you ain't going to guilt-trip me. And that's why you're underdeveloped with baby ears. And if you got mental problems, you shouldn't be roaming around adult entertainment online. Your social worker or therapist or mother, because I doubt you're living on your own, should be monitoring your internet access. Because you have no right to tell someone who's showing up and working what they can or cannot do in their creative business. You told me, you guilt-tripped me about having paid memberships. Yeah, you're out of line. I love you. You know I love you. I'm more engaged with you than any other YouTuber, even after you guilt-trip me. And I know you love me, but I also know you're emotionally underdeveloped. And I just told you right there what a therapist won't tell you in 10 years. And you're probably upset right now, or you're probably not really comprehending what I just said. And that's why I know, you can't really change people. But that's why I also know if I'm not hurting someone, they ain't going to change me. I'm not bothering. This is my own personal channel. No one has to come here. No one. And I would shut it down if no one come. I'll move on with my life, guys. I'm not scared to work. I work at Walmart. I work on Wall Street. I don't give a fuck. So, love to you. Melvano, great topic. Thank you. It's from my life experience, not from a theory. Take it from someone who was a therapist for 22 years. Thank you for sharing your experience. The criminally insane boundaries are crucial, including with your own family, including with someone who's just lazy. I want to tell you, even the smallest differential in mindset everything requires a boundary. Everything. Not just with psychopaths. Not just with someone who backs up a toilet. But just someone that you like, you still need boundaries. You still need to have your own daily routine. You know, one area I failed as I was still maturing is I would get infatuated from time to time with a girl and I would lose myself. I would not focus on my daily routine, not focus on my own self. And that's not their fault. It's my fault. Any man or woman who doesn't take accountability for that is not my friend. Because unless someone is forcing you to act a certain way, that's you choosing. And if you fail, and I failed, you take accountability and you work on yourself. That's it. There's no, special acronym. There's no group that you can join. This is just life. You grow and you mature and guys, we take L's, and girls, you take a L. No one always makes the right decision. No one. And for people who just blame everyone, well, no, I'll never be friends with these people. What type of people are these? J-Rock, forgive me, J-Rock. I apologize. I'm late on that super chat. I'm a little bit fired up tonight. J-Rock, thank you for that gracious super chat. J-Rock says, have a beer on me today, good sir. Well, thank you, J-Rock. I haven't had an alcoholic drink in a few years. I was never alcoholic. When I was young, I drank alcohol and I smoked some weed. As I got past my mid-20s, I started to really dial down on that. And when I got my 30s, I'd have a glass of wine here and there or Corona. But then once I got to like 33, I said, man, it's just useless. I don't like beer. It's like, watch the movie Lucy. Alcohol destroys your energy. It's a downer. It's a sedative. It takes off the edge. You need your edge. So J-Rock, 1 is I thank you. 2 is I thank you. And 3 is I thank you and respect to you. And shout out to everyone. When I was young, look, we have some St. Ives. We've had some Mad Dog. We have some cognac. But guys, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, acted like a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. I don't want to have a beer. I want to have a triple filtered ice water. I want to have 3 bank accounts because the FDIC only insures $250,000 per account. And I don't want to have a downer because I don't take naps and I don't need Benadryl to go to sleep. I love you, J-Rock. I love everyone out there that has a beer if that's what they want to do. And I've had it, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. But I want to grow. And I don't want a trip to the liquor store as part of my daily routine. I only want to live by a fucking liquor store. Even though it's hard to do that, because even down here in Florida, even the grocery stores got liquor in them. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a point. Back to live comments. Thank you, J-Rock. Space Daddy Cereal, man. Shout out to you. 3 purple member only fires emoji. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel, being a member. I appreciate that, Space Daddy Cereal. Thank you to all my members. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Aline, Alan, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. What's up, Sam? What's up? Thank you again, Suitcase. Kira, I believe you because people use me and I don't trust no one. Now, here's another guilt trip. You don't take accountability that you're an adult, and if someone uses you, you're playing the game. Okay. Don't give me this bullshit, Kira. I have boundaries with a lot of people. Well, that's good. But I also know you guilt trip a lot of people because you did it to me. Tom, hey, Sam, thanks for the content. Thank you, Tom. J-Rock, thank you again. Forgive me for being late. Forgive me. Hey, Sam, hope your weekend is rocking. I appreciate that, J-Rock. I hope yours as well. Reciprocal love and appreciation. Thank you. ESP, you know I love you. You took the promotion. I got a video coming tomorrow. What do I do all day? Well, guys, I make videos in advance. Okay. I do work in advance because I want to be ahead of the game. I can fill my day with a bunch of shit, guys. There's been several times in my life, guys, I've had 3 jobs, 3 businesses. Why? Guys, I don't believe in being idle. I believe in doing more of what you want and less of what you hate. But I don't believe in endless counseling sessions. What the fuck we gonna talk about? We gotta do what needs to get done. Okay? And then and then go on to the next fucking thing. ESP, you took the promotion, you'll be prosperous. Kira, people have kids for their own. Look, you feel bad for not having a kid because a woman has a desire. Most women have a desire to have a kid, especially between the ages of 25 to 35. Okay? And you feel insecure about your looks. That's why you have the bunny ears. And you keep bringing up about the kids because it's a major insecurity in your life. And that's what a therapist should tell you within the first meeting. But what are they going to tell you? They ain't going to tell you shit. They're going to listen to you talk about this same stuff for 10 years. And you're going to look forward every week to go to your therapist like going to Chuck E. Cheese. And it's a disgrace. I'm not trying to speak to you disrespectfully, but I'm trying to speak to you like a mature adult who has enough common sense to know what I'm saying so that you can develop yourself, not hurt yourself. I wonder why people cut them out of their life. Well, you're right to cut people out of your life, but you got to move on after that. Now go work on yourself. That'll keep you busy. Zach, hey, Sam, keep preaching. I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, Zach. Justin, very proud of what you've done with your life. Remember, renew your mind daily. Remember, focus on your sobriety daily. Remember, it's better to be a little bit of a gracious parent than a too strict of parent. But remember, once your kids are 35, there's no more parenting to be done. Okay? That's it. 35? Guys, Space Daddy Cereal. I'm grateful for your time. Thank you. I appreciate your support. And mental wisdom. Well, thank you. Thank you and thank you, Space Daddy Cereal. Hussein, what's up, man? Good evening, everyone. Love to you. Boston. Hey, trying to break away from all the crazy people in my life. Well, it's very easy. Change your number and don't give it to anyone who's not healthy. I'm working on it. No, you're working too hard on it. Change your number. Don't give it to anyone other than business contacts and anyone that's healthy. And there's no one healthy, just your business contacts. I just solved your problem. You'll probably talk about this in therapist or with your sponsor for another 10 years. But that's all you got to do. I don't mind crazy, but once psychosis, this is self-induced and violent, get involved, I have to give people space. No, you have to change your number and never talk to them again. You probably won't do that. Charles, what's up, Sammy? What's up, Fire? Thank you, Boston. Life coach is a good definition of what you do. Well, I'm a loner. That's what I am. I love you. Thank you. Novano, 80% of people want a hug and a pill. If it's my mother, I'll do it. If it's anyone else, they're going to have to go see a therapist or a life coach. Why? I got boundaries. Only 20% actually put in the work to change their life. That's true, and I would probably agree with that. Boston, like it. I appreciate that, Boston. I love you. Kira, I'm single for a reason. Well, I hear a lot of blaming. I don't hear any accountability, and so I'm not really feeling you. Because people are so off. Kira, you're one step away from getting blocked. Boston, agreed, word, brother. Andres, hello, Sam. Listening from Southern Cal. While I deliver packages for Amazon. Killing it. Been wanting to quit. Fuck that. Make that money. But your videos keep me positive. You're damn right. Thanks for everything. I knew a guy, man, I grew up with. He was working retail, man. He was working at Walgreens. I had got religious. I got more into Christianity. He got into Islam. So we were two different spiritual philosophies. But I remember he was going to work at Walgreens, and he had friends that we grew up with, and they told him, don't go to work or whatever, hang out or do nothing. And I told him, I said, man, get the fuck. I said, go to work, man. Get your money. And we were totally on separate pages, especially as we got older. And we weren't even close, but I'll never forget that. I'll never forget I've gave people opportunities to have a career opportunity and they ghost me. And then they find out maybe I can help them now and then they want to be best friends again. Well, I know who I'm dealing with. Okay. I know who wants to better their life and who wants to bullshit their life. Okay. Guys, if I was a life coach, I would probably be broke. Because I would tell you motherfuckers what you need to do in one session, you wouldn't do it. That's why I got to do other shit. Because I want to tell you right now, a life coach has to keep you dependent almost. A therapist has to listen to endless bullshit. Why? How they going to feed their family? Okay. An electrician, a plumber, they got to do the renovation, even though you probably don't need it. Okay. Oh, yeah. You probably need to get divorced and downsize, but you adding on another wing to your house. I've done that. I've worked for people who did that. I put on an addition to their house, and in 2 years, they're divorced, and they're renovating their new house. Because you know when you get divorced, you got to have a new house. So, what's the lesson in that? Well, if you work in a trade, you always go have work. Because people go and change shit because they don't want to change themselves. I want to repeat that. Let's put down t-shirt /. People want to change the decor in their house because they don't want to change themselves. Never forget that. You can change your kitchen, your bathroom, your tiles, your paint. Okay. But the mirror is always going to be the same. And if you got bunny ears, you don't like what you see in the mirror. And look, guys, I got a wad ass. I'm not going to give you a picture of my wad ass. Okay. But I'll tell you this, guys. As I've gotten older, I really don't give a fuck who don't like a wad ass. I remember watching a movie. I forgot what it was. It was about, I think it was called Major League with Charlie Sheen. It was a good movie. Wesley Snipes was in it too, I think. And there was a part in the movie, the owner of the baseball team was a woman. And the head coach of the baseball team was an old man. And so the woman owner was very, mean, but she came into the locker room and the old coach was there naked and so were all the young players. When the woman came into the men's locker room, all the young players went running to put on a towel. And the old guy stood there buck naked. And he was nothing special to look at. He had a very unphysique body. All these other young players who were in great shape, they were all hiding under a towel. And the woman owner said, "Aren't you going to put on a towel?" Like disgusted at his look. And he said, "I'm an old man. I'm not going to put on anything." And I always made a mental note of the freedom of getting older. I mean, if you're trying to impress someone now, you probably got false teeth, fake tits, a fake dick, fake hair. I mean, shit. Now, look, if you got a major insecurity or a major deformity, I'm not against plastic surgery. You could say a tattoo is plastic surgery. I don't care. But I want to tell you, as you get older, I mean, at a certain point, don't wear a wig. All right? Shit. Be comfortable. Be comfortable. Don't go shopping at Ulti Beauty. Go work overtime at Planet Fitness with your hair messed up and no makeup. If you really believe in mental health, go work overtime as a personal trainer in Planet Fitness. I see fucking hiring signs anywhere. Get off Instagram. Stop showing the same oats that you make every fucking day. Get out of the beauty shop and get to work. You don't want to hear that. Guys and girls, I know I'm talking long tonight. Forgive me. But this is also going to get out a lot of the people who don't want to hear shit. That's good. Let them all go. No one's forcing them to be here, guys. A therapist can never talk this long. What's the number one thing a therapist has to do? What are you thinking? And then they shut up. Let you talk their life away. Back to live comments. Kira, I love being, Kira, I love you. We're going to stay positive, Kira. Let's stay positive. Charles, I've got an upstairs neighbor who has 2 kids delivered by his baby's mom every other weekend. Charles, 199 super chat. Sammy runs his channel with buck naked philosophy. Well, that's true because it's not the only way. It's not my primary source of income. And number 2, I've done enough things in life, ministry, work, friends, lovers, family. I've been through enough life experience that I don't have to be emotionally manipulated. I don't have to be cynical. I don't have to be anything other than who I want to be. Okay. But I do want to be my best self. I've worked very hard to develop myself. So I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you this. I'm not going bullshit. I'm not going to waste time bullshitting. And Charles, you get it because I listen to your videos. I'm engaged. I'm watching people's videos who's I'm the only one watching. And I see who's about bullshit. I see who can't be themselves. I see who can be themselves. And I've stopped fucking with certain people online. I never met them in real life, but hey guys, I can see what you're doing. And girls, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at anyone. But I don't want to go through this endless pattern of behavior where you get excited, you're going to change your life, then you sit your ass down, or then you repeat the same thing. Guys, do whatever you want. Girls, do whatever you want. I'm not your man. I'm not your child. The best part about being an adult, if you do the work, do whatever you want. But you're going to have to deal with the consequences, good or bad. Thank you, Charles. Charles says, a neighbor with 2 kids. I hear the stress. Yeah. After getting his kids. I want to tell you guys, kids are the biggest financial expense in your life. And especially if you have a child with someone who's on a different page than you, it could be a disaster. I mean, look at Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. They got money, so money ain't the answer. And Kanye knew that Kim had a pattern of getting a divorce. And Kim knew Kanye had a pattern of bad behavior and mental illness. And they had 4 kids. Unnaturally, Dr. Fauci style. Artificial insemination. Where you create an ungodly child. IVF kids, all that shit, that's Dr. Fauci on steroids, man. Don't tell me you ain't for vaccines if you're artificially having kids. Never. And all you men out there, if you were scared to get a vasectomy and you cream pie a girl, don't tell me about the system is against you. Don't tell me that. Okay. My father was scared to get a vasectomy. He was happier when he was renting and he finally got his feet back on. You know what he did? Got remarried. I don't give a fuck. Hey, you did it to yourself. You want a showpiece wife, and then you probably have to take care of her. Well, maybe she smokes cigarettes. What happens when she gets cancer? Does your father get mad when you don't tell him you sold your house, but he doesn't get mad when you don't tell him you were in the hospital? What type of people are you dealing with? But look, my father did things for me, gave me career opportunities. But I want to tell you guys, anyone who prevented you from getting robbed, anyone who gave you a career opportunity, you don't owe them your soul. You owe to yourself to be your best self. Look at the movie White Man Can't Jump when Woody Harrelson tried to pay Wesley Snipes back, and that's how he lost his girl. And Wesley Snipes even told him, look, man, you should do what you need to do for you. Don't worry about paying me back. I want to tell you guys, if someone does something good for you, don't destroy your life trying to repay them. That's some crazy shit. All right, let's go back to these live comments. Boston. I have a friend that is working hard. I told her I support her and gave her gift certificate to get her nails done. Oh, that was a bad decision. I want her to be proud of herself. Well, you probably also want to get a blowjob from her. I would doubt she's a fat, ugly, uninspiring person. So that's why I tell you, you got to really work on yourself, man, and work on your sobriety and your self-care and developing yourself emotionally and have very few relationships. Andreas, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the gracious super chat. Space Diary Cereal. Courtesy Flush. You watched that video, and Charles, I got to share that video about how to take a dookie. A lot of people do not, and I didn't understand. I was once immature. You got to really figure out how to take a dookie, guys, because running water is not just one of the greatest privileges in a first world country. It's one of the greatest destructions of a first world country. The reason a plumber can make six figures is because somewhere there's someone who takes a shit and doesn't flush initially. Then they watch videos online for an hour while they're on the toilet bowl smelling their own shit. Then they take a bunch of paper towels and a bunch of paper tissue that they don't pay for. They pay for their own liquor, but they don't pay for their own toilet paper. I could do a whole live feed on that. Do you pay for your own liquor, but not your own toilet paper? So guys, look, money's got to come from somewhere, man. And when you don't pay for your own toilet paper, you're going to waste it. Jay Wiley, plumber. Yeah, plumber for the win. Make a lot of money. Kira, I'm going to get a good job downtown Chicago. I will be a paper stomper and make a lot of money. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Tell me after you've worked there for 2 years straight and you've showed up and you're on your way to promotion. Right now, it's just like you told me, you downloaded Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart and you're multitasking. You ain't doing shit, okay? Tell me that you got a 90% acceptance rating. You've made at least $3,000 a month for 3 years, okay? And you're killing the gig economy. Outside of that, you're just multitasking and doing nothing, basically. Wood Pigeon, 777. Hello, Nomad. Hello to you. Thank you. I like that, Sharice. Hey, hand waves. Thank you. Boston. I love to hear this. I love you too. We can change. Well, you can change if you decide to, but that's it. Thank you. Zach. Hey, Sam. What's your usual workout routine? 15 minutes on a treadmill, 15 minutes with free weights. And walk every day and at least 5 days a week. Walk 7 days a week, but 5 days a week in the gym. That's it. As I get older, less muscle mass, but consistency. I watch my food intake. I have more treats. I was very disciplined, guys. For 3 years, I ate nothing but fruits and vegetables. No sugar. Nothing. I was basically a stick. So I could do it if I want, but you got to have some balance in life. But you got to discipline yourself first for a long time before you have some balance. I'll do the same thing with the nomad life. Eventually, I'll get some comfort here. So, but consistency is the main thing. J-Rock, thank you again and forgive me for being late. Love to you. Yeah, again, I don't drink alcohol, but I truly appreciate your gracious tip. Wood Pigeon, I'm alone. I like it. Well, good. Jay Wiley, me too. Wood Pigeon, Free Spirit Nomad, love to you. Thank you. Jay Wiley, laughing. Good. Laughter's good for the soul. It's entertainment. Pat, go. Oh, we got a new member. Crazy Inc. Welcome. And I appreciate you being inspired to support the channel. There is no relationship on this earth that for $4.99 you can leave me at any time, and that's your worst case scenario. Your best case scenario is for 30 days at minimum. You have the most engaged person in your life who's practicing what they preach, who shows up every day, God willing, and who has thousands of free videos and does not feel entitled to a member or a super chat, but will not be guilt tripped by anyone. I've blocked members. I've blocked free people guilt tripping me. Why? Because guys, in life, when you work on yourself, don't let people work on your nerves. That's why you work on yourself, so you ain't got to fuck with them. Crazy ain't got thank you. Pat go, no Dutch oven when alone. Well, you've been praying to be alone. Now you got your wish. Boston, you are a filmmaker. You are an artist, in my opinion. Well, I appreciate that. I do feel like I paint with my words. I've seen painters who destroyed their passion for the promise of a pension and the unwillingness to live alone. The truth is, a great artist cannot paint if they're suffocated. I'm not saying they should live in their car. I'm not saying they should divorce their family. I'm not saying they shouldn't work to get their pension. But I'm saying they should change some shit. And they shouldn't be guilt tripped if they need to change something to make it healthier for them. But I should never get too invested in their life if they're unwilling to do what they need to do. Why? It's like someone telling you, yeah, I'm going to come to church with you on Sunday. They ain't going to come. It's like someone saying, oh, can you get me a job? And they don't show up. Fuck that, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm a loner, man. You don't want to do what you need to do. I ain't mad at you. I ain't fucking with you. You ain't never going to paint the way you need to paint. I don't care. It ain't my shit. You could put your life on hold thinking you're helping someone, and you're going to see how it's going to end in 20 years. They have a pattern of behavior. They have data. To make a decision, get data. That's artificial intelligence. It studies data, and then it forms an algorithm based on the best outcome. All you got to do is look at someone's patterns of behavior, and you can tell your future, or you can at least give probabilities of outcome. If you're living with someone who has a pattern of not working or quitting their job quickly, guilt tripping you, watching Jeopardy, but not doing what they need to do for their life, they got 20-year track record of that shit. You think they're going to change in the next 20 years? I want to tell you guys, you're going to destroy your life fucking with the wrong people. My parents got a divorce. I thank God they got divorced. I was praying. It was very toxic. But my parents, my mother, maybe wasn't a neat freak, and my father was a neat freak. They came from the generation where you got married young and, whatever. Now, they had 3 kids. My father didn't want to get a vasectomy. He could have did it. They both made their bed. They both all gave us a good life. The best, I thought we had a great opportunity, great life. All 3 of our siblings ended up different. So, but all I can tell you in life, you can do everything right, and your child still may be strung out on drugs, in an unhealthy relationship, paying for alcohol but not paying for toilet paper. And I'm not better than that, but I want to tell you this. I'm not dealing with that. Because I learned through my failures, I got to do what I need to do, and I can't live too high on the hog where I need other people financially, because that's how they entrap you with guilt trips. I got to take care of myself physically, because if I get sick and I have to go live with someone else when I don't want to, if I can help it, that's my fault. I could go visit people I love, but I can't live with them. Why? They need their space, not flowers. People need their space, not flowers. Back to live comments. Sophie, I have been riding solo for about 15 years. Some have tried to get me to date. I asked them, are you mad at me? By the way, I show up 5 to 6 days a week. Sophie, you got a positive attitude. You get it. I love you. I appreciate you. Kira. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you, Kira. But I've been through things. That's why I came back to your live, because I've been waiting for the truth for a long time now. I love you. Well, Kira, I love you. I understand that you have some mental problems and emotional problems. I respect you. So we're going to leave it at that. We're not going to beat a dead horse. We're going to go forward if we can, but love and respect. Sophie. And I missed another damn super chat. Forgive me, Tom. Forgive me for Tom. You got to forgive me here. Tom, in my experience, free ministry is pearls before swine. That's why modern churches has to be ran like a business. Modern churches should be bankrupt. If your pastor wants to preach the word, let him have a YouTube live every day. And let him work a main job like I do. If not, never tithe. Let these pastors get to work. And let them tell their congregation they masturbate and they cheat on their wife. And let the women say that they're emotional manipulators, they're Jezebels. And then burn the Bible. I say every Bible should be burned. Why? Let's see what's in everyone's. Let's see that the Bible says that the Bible is already written on people's hearts. We should be able to burn every Bible, every Quran, and those who truly are connected with God should be able to have it come out of their soul. And those who aren't should have to start a church. That's how I look at it. Thank you very much, Sophie. Boston. Sophie, good stuff. Keep respecting yourself. Thank you. Boston. Is that J-Rock you ever seen Trailer Park Boys? No, I've never seen that. Kira, I'm sorry again. Nope, you don't have to over-apologize. Why? I'm not guilt-tripping you. We're either going to go forward. I said, how I feel. You said how you feel. I love you. I respect you. And that's it. No more guilt trips. Wood Pigeon. Nomad, I really vibe with you. I appreciate that. You are kind of a teacher on the path. I'm mainly just a loner, but if you can get something positive from my videos, I appreciate that. Boston. This is the realest live yet. Well, love and respect. I appreciate that. Kira. And I thank you for the truth. And I am at to be 20 years old in March 11th. Kira says, I understand everything you said. Well, there you go. I treat you like a young adult, which you are. Joe. Hey, Sam. What's up, Joe? J-Rock. It's all good, bro. Thank you for understanding. Love and respect. Charles again. 199 super chat. He knows. He spent time in the church. And just like I know, he respects God. He respects spirituality. And he respects what I said in context. I thank God for parts of the Bible. I thank God if there's good parts in the Quran. I've read some, not all. The Torah is in the Bible. That's Jewish. There's Buddhism. There's Hinduism, whatever. I haven't read everything of every belief system. But in a modern era, guys, you can read everything. You don't need to give away Bibles. Everything's online, guys. And you can go search knowledge. And then you got to do the work. Thank God for faith. I believe in faith. Thank God for the work. Thank God for the Holy Spirit if you believe in. And if you believe in nothing, I believe in a free country where you don't need to believe in any religion. And that's awesome. Thank you very much, Charles. Captain Kirk, what's up, man? I apologize if I was a little rough on you the other night. Not having kids is the best thing I ever did. Well, it can be in many instances. Captain Kirk, thank you. And I apologize if I was a little rough on you the other night. Boston, I'm doing my work in advance too. Good. When I get home, I like to watch your content, then promote my other friends' YouTube. I create content when I feel like it. I hear you. I thank you. Therapy is witchcraft. Well, therapy could be good, but you got to do the work. That's very simply explained. Yep. Good job. Andre, don't forget to hit the like button, people. I almost didn't. Well, thank you very much, Andreas, for your tip and for your positive comments. Boston, I don't do AA or NA. This is better. Well, remember, look, I get it. We're in a modern era where you don't need to go to those things anymore. I thank God I spent time in the church, but I know life is different now. I probably wouldn't do that now. It's a different era. So just like it's hard to compare Michael Jordan and LeBron James because different eras, it is hard to compare because we're in a technology era. But I want to tell you, you got to do the work of your life. So get the information, and that's what the internet is. The internet is an information hub. Now, some of that information may be entertainment. Some may be scholar. Some may be about a trade. Some may be about dating. Some may be about masturbation. Whatever it is, entertainment, science, religion, gather the data and do the work and then refine as you go. Boston, some of my business contacts have started to be the unhealthy people in my life. I've blocked their numbers previously. I trust your advice enough that I tell you to do what you need to do in your professional life. I've worked with people. I mean, currently I work with great people, but throughout my career, I've worked with people, guys, that have been very tough. And I'll tell you this, I would never block them. I would never quit either. I would block the bitch who just gave the gift certificate to get her nails done. And I would keep your business contacts. Yeah. So, yeah, you got to reverse that, man. But I understand what you're saying. Kira, I never had a boyfriend. I understand. I've seen things because my mother was in lots of relationships. I get it. I have empathy, Kira. I get it. I love you. Boston, I don't want a life coach, a therapist, or a sponsor. I want to see you and others do well. Well, I appreciate that positive part. I appreciate that. Thank you, and I want the same for you. Christina, hey, Christina. Hey, Sam. Thank you for your advice and making videos. Thank you. Keep kicking. Thank you. And keep speaking your mind. Thank you very much, Christina. You've been a blessing. I know. I appreciate it. Joe, pharmaceutical companies have to keep you depending on them. Some pharmaceutical companies are needed. I work for pharmaceutical companies, Merck in New Jersey. Some of those are life-saving modern medicine. You don't want to see a psychopath not on their medicine. You don't want to see someone who has cancer or illness not have some pain medication. You don't want to go backwards when you had a cavity. You took shots of whiskey and they pulled out your teeth with pliers. Thank God for pharmaceutical companies. Don't abuse it, though. That's the key. Thank God for vaccines. Thank God for modern medicine, but don't abuse it. Don't abuse it. That's the key. Boston, also myself, I put myself first. Love, Boston. I've had a therapist, life coach, and sponsors. The therapist was cool, but the others were hypocritical. Yeah, shout out to Jordan Peterson and didn't want to admit their own mistakes. Yeah, Jordan Peterson, he didn't go live every night. I went live when I got the first shot of the vaccine. I went live and I cried my eyes out about losing my dog, about all these other things in my life. Where the fuck was Jordan Peterson for 2 years when he was depressed and strung out on drugs? Fuck what he has to say now. Fuck him in his suit and on Joe Rogan talking all this hot air. He should have been going live every night. He's got more money than me and more time than me, but he gave you nothing for 2 years while he sat in depressed, addicted state. I don't want to hear what he's got to say now. Boston, hit that like, everyone. That's love. I appreciate that. Kira, keep speaking the truth. Thank you. Wood Pigeon. Just adore this guy. Thank you. Charles, thank you again, brother. You get me and I get you. Boston, I don't care if you read my comments. I do appreciate that. I appreciate that, Boston. However, I like to hear you speak. Thank you, Boston. I appreciate that. Aaron, I'm struggling with balance. It's okay. It's okay to struggle. We have, with no house to worry about, I have too much free time. Okay, this is a good comment. And I am working too much, okay? So now I'm working on fiction writing. I saw that. I looked at your channel. I'm engaged. And you are into like horror movies, but like fictional, romantic, nasty horror movies. Novels. It's my passion. The balance is challenging. Well, here's the key. Anything that has a level of horror or murder, that CSI shit, it's all trauma to your psychological mind. That's why you have so much empathy on the people you do social work for. Every time you write a Stephen King novel, every time you read a murder mystery, you're doing self-induced trauma. What you should work on is time management. Wake up at 5 a.m., Aaron. Have a healthy breakfast. Go to the gym. You don't have to lift weights. Go on a treadmill for 15 minutes. What should you do after that? Well, I guarantee you, the more you work on yourself, you'll know what the next thing is to do. I guarantee you, the more you work without taking care of yourself, you're going to be working on more horror novels. I want you to work on waking up at 5, 6 a.m. the latest, healthy breakfast, treadmill for 15 minutes, or outside walk for 15 minutes before you have your second cup of coffee or tea. Then I want you to do one productive task and take a break. Then do another, then take a break. Before you know it, it's lunchtime. And before you know it, now you got momentum. Now, momentum can go two ways. I saw Charles Field say it can go down. Momentum is like this, guys. When you're doing the right things, positive energy builds on positive energy. When you're not doing the right things, negative energy builds on negative energy. That's how someone with bad character, momentum, they may look good on the way up, but they will crash. We all crash, but it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. It's a pattern of behavior in their life. Aaron, you get it. You're very smart. No more self-induced trauma, Aaron. It's time for the full level of healing, the full level of self-care, and the full level of adaptation and reinvention. Listen to more music, walk more, write less. Every creative person needs to build up their soul before they pour it out. Because when you try to pour from an empty cup, it's a horror. It's a horror novel. All creativity comes from self-care. All self-care comes from time management. You show me idle time, I'll show you the devil's playground. You show me time management, I'll show you someone that doesn't need it. They don't need me to tell them shit. I love you, Aaron. I believe in you. You're a star. Aaron, your full potential at 50 or whatever you are in your 40s, your full potential is not even close to being unlocked. Not even close. Stay separated from the bullshit. Don't buy anything. That's the only, don't go buying stuff. Self-care and time management is your next level. If you don't do self-care and time management, you might as well look at like selling your house as the house that you sell in the divorce settlement, and then you're going to get another house and renovate that. Self-care and time management. I tell everyone who just separated from a house, just separated from a relationship, just separated from an addiction, self-care and time management is your next level. Anything else is a distraction. It's the devil. Zach, gotta love the daily grind and keep it moving forward. Love to you. Thank you. Keep it up, Brie. I love you. Shout out to all my nurses. If you don't think the coronavirus without the lockdowns or before the vaccines wouldn't have shut down the country or wouldn't have destroyed, go in an emergency room now that we're post-coronavirus almost, but I went to an emergency room before the coronavirus. Guys, you'll be waiting in an emergency room without coronavirus for 6-8 hours. Imagine everyone gets sick at once. Imagine no immunity. Imagine a nurse's child gets sick. Imagine a nurse gets sick. Even though there's only going to be a small percentage that dies, there ain't going to be no urgent care. And there's some people, guys, I want to tell you. So I'm not saying everything was done right, but I want to tell you this, guys. This is what I've seen through my experience, not theory. Is that emergency rooms, even when there's not a pandemic, it's a long-ass line. Because there's not enough workers, and there's a lot of people who are sick without a pandemic. Okay. And if you don't know that, you haven't lived life. Back to live comments. Would you go to the emergency room? Someone left it. Would you go to the emergency room? Let's talk more about that fact. What'd you go for? And where'd you go? What town? And was that your first time ever in an emergency room? For every testimony like that, I've got 20 other different ones. And none of my experience matches up to yours. And so what I feel is you're just trying to disagree because you've been lurking in the background like you do most of your life. And you always look to instigate, to see if you can get Biden upset. I know who I'm dealing with. I'm not a therapist, and I'm damn sure not your nurse in your emergency room, because I would have fucking kicked you out the moment I saw your bullshit coming in my emergency room. This ain't the emergency room. This Inspirational Nomad live chat. I'll diagnose who's in the comment section. I'll say who waits and who doesn't. Never forget that. Look at the pattern of behavior of the person you're dealing with. The person I'm dealing with is from Ohio, very conservative state. It's got 2 videos. One from 10 years ago, one from 13 years ago. So that means we're dealing with an old person. It's a pattern of behavior. Hey, it's my username. Means I'm not really engaged in YouTube. I have an abandoned channel, an abandoned mindset, and I got a fake ass name. And I've got playlists to prove it. A remodeling playlist. I love renovations. a playlist of subpar music, bad taste in music. And one of the musics is basically a demonic death metal song with a one eye with an X in it. The pattern of behavior will diagnose the patient. The footprint, their biological, their biometric access. I know who I'm dealing with. So, hey, it's Inspirational Nomad. And I will look at your channel. I will look at your pattern of behavior to know who I'm dealing with. I won't just take you at your word. I'll look at your pattern of behavior. If someone doesn't show up for 10 years and they come to work and they say, I want to share my experience. I don't care what your experience is. You haven't been to work in 10 years. You ever work with someone, they don't show up, and then when they come back to work, they want to tell everyone what their experience is. Hey guys, look, you may have some good experience, but guess what? You're not engaged in life. You've set out for the past 10 years. You've been absent. And guess what? Even if you got experience that worth something, it ain't worth nothing. Because your patterns of behavior shows that you'll abandon us time and time again. It shows that you got bad taste in music and that you rather renovate your house than renovate your life. I know who I'm dealing with. I'll be a life coach. I'll wrap your life up in 5 seconds. Boston. I love my mother and my father. I am in their life every day. They inspire me like you. That's love. Boston. I love your doubt. She is I'm not sure how to pronounce this properly, neurofibrous person, and her children made cards for my birthday. I'm not expecting, love and respect to your parents. Crazy, thank you again. Good to see everyone, guys. I got to manage my time. It's almost 9 o'clock. I got a couple other things I need to do before I close out the night. I know that I'm missing some comments, but I believe I addressed the message. I believe that look, I gave you the message. I showed up again. And I thank everyone who showed up. I thank everyone who's engaged. I thank you for all the gracious super chats. I thank you to all my members. I thank you to everyone who watched. I thank you to everyone who clicked the thumbs up. Hopefully my videos help. If they don't help, I don't want to hurt you. You can leave. If they do help, I thank you, but do what you want. Do what you want. God bless.